Hi and welcome. My name is Mr. Pasini. You're watching Let's Talk eBay for July 17, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content and come back for more. Today I want to talk about a return. You're getting returns back because the item was sent to the customer, and when they received it on their end, they said it was damaged or defective, not working. But there is a little happy side to that. And that is if you send the item out via USPS priority mail, which comes with automatically up to $50 insured, and it's also tracked. So there's no need to worry in regards to, getting the money back. However, there is just a little clause with that there. As far as I understand, the last time I put in for a claim, they only pay you the value of the item. And I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share some thoughts, and I want to see what you guys have to say at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, here's the item that's in question, the return. This coffee pot was sent out, I think last week sometime, and the buyer had received it, and they had opened up a return because they said the item, well, their reason was the item was defective, doesn't work. And they had put in there, and I'm going to show you in a second what they said, but if you could see here, the item itself is not really, it's not broken. I sent it in one piece, as I always send things. I always say I like to send things in one piece, not in pieces I should say. And I always point out any flaws that the item may have, like this here, the stem for the coffee strainer. I think this is ceramic. It feels like ceramic. And it's got a chip on it. I pointed it out with that. The set itself, I always take pictures of it, showing people how clean it is, which it was. It is a pretty clean pot. It still is. And the inside I took a picture of. Okay. And here's another picture of it. And there is a little slight ding on the lid, which is no big deal. It doesn't affect the coffee brewing whatsoever. But over here on this pot here, now the base. Now I understand there's stress cracks on it and stuff like that, like a little stress. What happened was when I tested it, I always test all the coffee pots I sell, Curers that is, anyway, and Farbware. I have sold quite a few of these. And I was testing this out. I ran the water twice now. Along the side here, you would see little traces of water, like a little, condensation water. I don't know. I guess it maybe somehow would boil into the air. I don't know exactly how, and I pointed that out in there. And I told a person, I said in the description that you could pick up a base for this here if you want to, make the investment for $12. They sell them for different prices, $12, even for $10. And I pointed that out in there. But anyway, needless to say, I had it for $14.99 with best offer. The buyer offered me $12 for it. I took it, and I figured, okay, hey, he knows what he's getting. All right. So needless to say, he gets it, and he says it arrives damaged. He probably would have kept it, to be honest with you, but that piece broke. But then again, even though it broke, I don't want to contradict myself. I don't think he would have kept it regardless, because for the simple reason is, even if it didn't break, I don't know if he would have still kept it, for the simple reason is that that leaked a little on the side. There was condensation of water. That little drips would come out of there. So I think this person just probably figured, I want out of it, and that's okay. I'm not saying the buyer broke it by any means, but some people just make a decision. They don't want it for whatever reason. That's fine. So anyway, when you go to eBay, you'll get a message like this here. Well, the first one was return was started. The person started, I believe, on July 14th. He started the processing. I think it was in process, being shipped the 15th, and we'll take it to that message. But this is what he said, how it broke. Okay, as you can see, I showed you the picture already. That wasn't like that there. This is how it was. He even taped it on here to the pot itself. You could see it right here. He taped it the piece that was broken on here. Okay. So I'm glad he gave me the piece back anyway. Not that I'm going to do anything with it, but it's okay. Maybe he thinks I'm going to crazy glue it and try to resell it again. I won't do that. No way I would do that there. And when you get the what do you call it? The return details. Let me go back over here. Return. You click it on here. You're going to get this here. And what you want to do is see the return details. When you click it on, if I can get to it now, let's see what happened here. Okay, the return details. I have to go down here. Okay, let me click over here. It'll state over here. It tells you the item, of course, the buyer, the order number, and so on. The reason was defective. Oh no, it doesn't work with defective, which is not true. That's false because it does work. I would not sell anything broken, but the details, he put in the details, it came broken. Please return. So you can see the return was started 14th of June or July, 15th the return item shipped. July, I keep saying June. I'm sorry, July 17th the item was delivered. Well, actually, here's what it was. It was, I'm sorry, I'm going to read the whole thing. That's my fault. It was purchased July 10th, delivered July 13th, and then he returned. He got it on the 13th. I know he got it, and he was delivered. Yeah, it was delivered on the 13th, and the 14th he still opened up a return, and then it goes on and so forth. All right. So here's the thing that's in question. When you get a return like this here, especially with a specific item like this here, all right, that's the picture I showed. So let's close that out. Let's close out the return details. There's two things you could do here, folks. Now, let me bump over here really quick here. Let me close this out. And let me close this out because we've already seen that there. I don't want to keep this too long. With a situation like this here, there's two things you could do. You could open up a claim, and I have the number over here. We're going to get to the claim in a little bit, but I just want to point out one thing to you. In regards to trying to get more bang for the buck, there are ways to do it in some cases. In some cases it works, in some cases it don't work. Meaning that these pieces that you see here can be, I could break the pot down and sell it in parts, okay? And for the simple reason is they probably would sell for the most part, or I could buy a base over here, just the base alone for this model, okay? And this one looks really good. The only thing is what would cost me is the shipping. Now all right, now this one here is not too bad. This one looks pretty good. As a matter of fact, this thing looks like brand new. Look at this. Now I put in the ad that in the description that if people were to buy this, buy this here, you can replace it and you can have yourself a good pot. It works great. The pot works phenomenal. It really does. I mean, everybody say, well, how is it phenomenal? Just all this boiled water. No, but it does. It's a great percolator. And farberware is pretty good. If you ever price farberware items, you can see they are really good. Now, the question lies, and I'm going to add this to my watch list for the simple reason is I'm going to toy around with the idea with this here with you guys. I don't normally tell people what I pay for these things, but I happen to buy this pot on a 50% half off price day at my local thrift store. Now, I know people are going to say, wait, you normally don't tell people you're going to, but yeah, I'm going to mind. I paid $10 for this thing. Okay, $10, and I got it half off, like I said, 50% off, so I got it for $5. All right? And what people going to remember that there? I remember you said that you paid $5 for it. Well, look, we all buy things to make profit. I mean, that's what we're all in business for, right? I mean, if you can make a little something off it, why not, right? All right, so I showed you before the way to go about this here is how you could basically, with this particular situation, the situation I'm in with the return, how you can make more money from this item, okay? Now, I just want to show you something. I took out, like I said, I went to the parts there and I just put down the farberware base model. Just put base in there for model 138. That's what that farberware pot is. Look at the prices of these things here. Now, if I was to buy this here, this is brand new, not this one here. I'm talking if I sell the cord I have. These are brand new cords. But let's say I sell my cord for $9.99. That already paid for itself. I made the $5 back for the pot, and I also made a $5 profit. I'm just listen to what I'm saying first before. And then over here, if I want to sell everything individual, now this person's putting it for $13.95. It's got 3 watch on with free, best return, free returns. Now, most likely they're going to end up charging for this here. Okay, the basket and the lid. I haven't seen these things being sold separate, okay? So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that like that. If I wanted to, the base on this is broken. I could sell the handle, just the handle alone for $9.99, right? Again, that, all right, you're in competition with somebody else, but I'm just saying. That alone, again, would pay for the, for the pot and make a $5 profit, minus your insertion fees or whatever, final value fees. So you're coming out with a little something. Over here, the thing there for the stem there, what do you call it there? The inner stem, yeah. They got this here for $12. All right, and this doesn't handle bad. And if you notice, some of these don't have best offers on it. This one, the pot does. But if you look at these prices here, this is something to keep in mind in some cases, though, folks. If you're going to break pieces down like this, if you're going to get something like this to sell it, you may want to be pretty firm on your price, because I'll tell you why. This one here has best offer, and this is really clean. This looks like it came right out of the factory there, you know. Because people but they may be looking for, you have to have a little margin of error there, so to speak. If you're going to sell something like this person may sell it for $13, let's say $14. Their price, I'm just guesstimating here, they may be, take it down to $10 and that's it. Okay, so they're probably looking for that there. So again, if you want to get a specific target price, you're going to ante it up a little to get what you're looking for. That's the target price you're looking for. Let's say this person's looking to get $10 on that. That's as low as they're going to go. They're going to ante it up to $13.95 just to spark a little interest in you. Okay, to try to get things going. Now, I already have 3 watches on a person's top rated plus like me. And as you can see, the items, if they sell separate, which they do, look at this. This one here alone, just the replacement in the basket, is $10. And again, there's no best offer there. You can see it. The lid on this one here, you might see it has a little ding on it. It doesn't matter. People made $6.99. Again, with the handle, here's the other part of it, the basket lid, $10. So between this and this is $20 already. Think about it, and there's a part. And if you sold this, that's $30, right? And it goes up a little higher. This is $11. So the question lies is, do you want to sell this thing in parts, or do you not want to deal with it? Like, in other words, break it down in parts and just sell pieces to it, or if you want to keep it simplified, do you want to buy the base for it, which is 12, like this particular one? Where is that nice one? Right here, for $12.99, right? Slap a base on there and sell this pot now for $29.99. That's where, you got to think which way you want to go with it. All right? Now, keep that in mind. You'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, you can kind of like double your money in some cases. Like I said, I got this pot for $5 at the thrift store. It was normally 10. Of course, they had the 50% off, so I got it for $5. So right there alone, I could probably almost double my money, almost, if I sell it in parts. Okay? That's something you have to make a decision if you come across a situation like this. Let's say you're looking for a farberware pot like this here. You may want to do the same thing. You may want to break it down, sell in the parts. Okay? The only thing is, though, with this, you don't see people buying the piece itself, this thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that. I see the handles being sold, this, that, whatever. But I don't see people buying this part, the metal part right here. All right? I don't see people buying that. So that's where the question lies. Then the last thing is, if you're going to put in a claim, you would go through here. It says, now let's just read a little. See, I just typed in USPS claim number. It says if you're insured, if your insured mailing has been lost or damaged in transit, you may file an insurance claim online. Go to www.usps.com/help/claims.htm. For more information on the U.S. Postal, you can call them up and they'll call you back. Okay. Here's the number. It's active. I just called a little while ago. And you could have a claim form mailed to you. But they like you to do it online, from what I understand. That's the way that's the way I understand it. Now, I had a relative. I'm going to share 2 stories with you. Okay, let me share this really quick with you guys. I had a relative that had sent out an old, 1940s or 50s Victrola. The old RCA ones with the big speaker in there. My relative packs things up really good. I know the person personally, and they pack up things really good. Shipped it out. When the buyer got it on the other end, the thing, because I guess it was old, it was in pieces. I mean, literally, it was in pieces. So thank God it was shipped with USPS priority mail. My relative was able to put a claim in for it. The way I understand the United States Postal Service to work when it comes to claims, they give you the value of the item. I have over here, and I highly recommend, if you do it through PayPal, print out a transaction detail sheet. I always do with everything I sell, even returns. When this gets returned, I'll stamp the return sheet on there that the person was paid. They only give you the value of the item. Now, let me share this with you guys really quick. And this is the way now. All right, so so let me finish the story with my relative. He put the claim in, and what they do is the Postal Service, they take it. Because he goes, what am I gonna do with this? He goes, oh, we take it. He goes, I don't know if he said they take it. I think they took it, and I think the Postal Service discards it. Whatever. I guess they write it off as a loss. Most likely, they're gonna write off as a loss on their end, right? That was him. I had a ceramic lantern. And it's in one of my videos, and I did a video on it showing how I packed it up. It's got styrofoam all around it. You would literally have to drop it off of a high place to break it. Did a video on it, showed it being packed. Person bought it. It was online. I didn't have it up there too long, and the person bought it. They fell in love with it. It was a beautiful ceramic outdoor lamp, you know. I did all that packing, made sure that thing was packed upside down. You name it, it was packed. The buyer gets it. I get a message from the buyer. Received your lamp today, and the thing came broken. I said, oh my God, that was such a beautiful lamp. I got that lamp at a thrift store. If I would have bought two of the handle, but now I think about it, maybe it's a good thing I didn't, because if I sold a set, they were both been broken. I got that thing for like, I don't know, 15 bucks I think I paid for it. There was no half off, but I bought it because I said, this is beautiful. I think I was asking 45 or 50 for whatever it was. Person sends me a message along with photos, and my gosh, I don't think I still have, I don't know if I still have them on there, if I saved it on my computer somewhere, the photos. This thing was cracked, the base, the brass on it was broken, stuff like that. Anyway, it came back to me. I put in a claim for it, and I told the Postal Service, you know, I had to do it online. They preferred you do it online. That's what I was told by a postal employee. I filled all the paperwork out. They wanted the bill of sale. I think they wanted to, I think if you could provide photos, which I did. It was a little process, but you do it online, and I have a fax machine all-in-one printer, so I faxed over copies and stuff like that, the photos showing it was damaged and so on, so forth. I sent them a copy of the bill, you know, how it was paid. I sent them a copy of the buyer saying, you know, this is how it arrived and so on. So it was a lot of little paperwork I had to scan into my computer and, you know, send it over to the United States Postal Service. They told me, I said, you know, then I spoke to them on the phone because I was inquiring. I said, well, what do I do now with this unit, you know, with this item here? They said, well, you can do what you want. What you want to throw it out, you know, throw it out. 'Cause in some cases, they'll say, like if you read over here, it says when you put in a claim, it says bring it to the post office for inspection. However, this person said you can do what you want, we throw it out or whatever, because we don't want, you know, we don't want it. I guess they probably figured, don't give us your junk, it's broken already. They've already made the claim on it. But here's what I want you to keep in mind, okay? But very important you keep this in mind. They, at that time there, that was that time, okay? They only pay you, I'm going to use this one now. Now I'm going to jump to the percolator over here. This pot was only worth $12, okay? The postage, here's the total price. I'm going to get postage with the tax and everything, right? The PayPal fee and the tax. It came to $33.67. Now, when you refund them the money, they were going to, you know, when the buyer gets a refund, they're going to get their full amount, no doubt, okay? eBay will take care of the class, because if you ever look at the transaction, tax collected by eBay, your transaction details, PayPal, it'll show you tax collected by eBay. It was $1.01. Shipping amount for this came to $20.66, okay? And the purchase total was $12. So when you put a claim in, think about this now. This is what I'm toying around my idea. It's not rocket science to think about it. You may say, well, that's a no-brainer. All they're going to pay me is $12. Plain and simple. So the question lies is, do you want to make that initial investment and buy the base and send the item as a one whole piece and, you know, put it in for a higher price to try to regroup that money? Or do you want to maybe double your money by selling things in pieces? That's where, you know, that's where you got to, like, you know, weigh it out. You know, do I want to sell each individual piece? How long is it going to take to sell those individual pieces? And I don't think they're going to fly off the shelf, because you can see there are people selling them. But that's another thing. Maybe some of you may say, well, I don't want to break down and take pictures of all these different items to sell, you know, and who knows, again, you may want to sell the basket and the lid with the stem all together, as opposed to someone selling the lid separate, the basket separate, and the stem separate. You may not want to do that. So that's where, you know, the toss-up comes up. Do I want to go this route? You know, I can make more money if I sell it in parts. Or do I order the base for $12 and change, whatever, and I got the coffee pot for $5, and if I sell it for 30, you know, it'll be a smaller profit, but you can go that route too. So that's the question that lies with me. That's what I'm thinking about right now, what I'm going to do with that, as far as that part goes. I don't think at this point in time I'm favoring the claim, because it's a little involved. I'm not saying, you know, paperwork, but the Postal Service wants to see, like, you know, additional information. You're not going to just send an email or call them and say, yeah, I want to put a claim. I received a package that was broken. Look at the tracking number. You know, they want the particulars with it, what all the details with it, which is understandable. I had to do that when I had the ceramic lantern. I had to do that. I had to send them all the paperwork, like I said, the bill of sale. I sent them the buyer's notification that it was received, it was damaged, and you could have, she had the pictures in there of the thing all broken to pieces. And you know, and the pack, I think the receipt, I think the if I'm mistaken, I think it was 5 to 10 business days. Let's see here. It says how long do USPS claims take. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You see over here, it says how long does it take to receive a payment from the insurance claim after receiving a completed online claim that includes required supporting documents for a payable claim. The Postal Service generally pays the claim within 5 to 7 business days. Okay. So again, this is something that you guys may want to look into. Okay. I'm putting this up here because you may come across this yet. I'm not saying you're going to sell a Farberware coffee pot. Who knows? You may. Take this information down here, right? Jot the number down, and keep it, you know, with your paperwork or whatever. If I use the United States Postal Service exclusively, there was one time I did use FedEx. I had to try it out, and I had to say FedEx gave me a good price, and I did it because I was selling a Bissell carpet cleaner, and it was in a big box, and I didn't want to schlep it to the post office, so I took it to my FedEx right down the block here, right down the road, and it was a cut and dry thing. As a matter of fact, I even got a little cheaper, you know, in something with that particular item. But I do use the United States Postal Service exclusively for all my shipping. I do. You might want to. This number is valid right here, the 800-275-8777. It is a valid number. Okay. So you may want to look into that there. Keep it on the side. Remember this, okay? Keep this in mind. If possible, whenever possible, if you could ship your items with USPS priority mail, as long as it's under $50, you're insured. It's tracked and insured. You might want to go that route. Okay. You know, I sent this item out. I know your price saying it was only $12, whatever, but with everything, I don't know. I just, I was able to send it out with USPS priority mail. They got it there quicker instead of using Parcel Select, so I selected that one. I figured the buyer would get it in 2 days versus 3 or whatever days for 3 or 4 days. So it just happened to work out good. So by sending it out USPS priority mail, it gave me the option to give them a better service, delivery service, you know, as far as that part goes. And you know, I think it was a good. I think it was a good call on my part, and I think the buyer would accept it, would like it, would probably appreciate that as well. I think it was a good judgment call as far as that there, because like I said again, I could have sent it out Parcel Select. That's what the buyer selected, and with the buyer selected, it took a little more. You know, it was take a little longer to get it there, but I'm glad I did that there, and that was a good call on that part for the simple reason is it was insured and tracked, and if I don't want to go through all of that, you know, breaking a pot down, selling the pieces, whatever, I could just, like I said, put in a claim, get my little $12 back, but you don't get paid. This is what I forgot to tell you guys. They do not pay you, or at least they told me now, unless this is changed. Unless this is changed, they told me you do not get your shipping charges. So, there you go. So this is why I'm saying you may want to weigh it out. If you could afford to take a loss, then I could put in a claim, get my little $12 back. But I already eaten. I took a loss on $20.66 postage. So keep that in mind, folks. If you do come across a return item like this here, or any particular item you're selling, well, it depends. If it's something like this where you could break it down and sell it in parts is one thing, okay? But you know, that's with certain things. You can't do it with everything. You know, I mean, if you send an electronic radio out, let's say a clock radio, a digital clock radio, and the thing comes in, it's all broken, what are you going to do? You're going to sell it for parts? I mean, let's say the thing's cracked or whatever, you know, you may want to put a claim in for that there, you know, unless you're going to sell the knobs or something off it, I don't know. But for something like that there, you're just going to probably end up discarding it and writing off as a loss. So you could only do certain things like that with certain items that you sell. This particular item, I could do it. Now, a Keurig coffee pot, if you sell Keurig coffee pots like I do, I could probably break certain things down. I've seen people doing it. They'll take the pumps out of it. They go actually into the system and remove parts. They'll take the pump motor. They'll take the little tubes, whatever that go all into there, the heating thing that heats up. They will basically, you know, strip it to pieces and they'll sell it for parts. I'm not going to do it with a Keurig. That's too involved for me. It is. It's too involved. You know, it's that's not for me. I've seen bases sold, like the bases for the Keurig sold, in the cup, what do you call it, the cup there for where you put the Keurig K-cup holder. I've seen those being sold. What else? Sometimes you see the handles and stuff like that. People break them down, they sell them like that. I'm not going to do that. This is the only thing that if I buy another one like this and it does come damaged, hopefully, you know, it gets there, hopefully it won't get there damaged. I will only do it with this. Again, and I'm very indecisive with that. I don't know which way to go with it. Get the base. I got two options, right? Three options basically. I could sell it for parts, right? I could put in. I could get the base for it, and then resell it with the newer base, or I could put a claim in for it. So I know people must say, well, you know, the easy way to do it and the cheaper way to do it is just put in a claim for it. But you're going to lose your $20. And for me, not you, me, I'm going to be out. It doesn't matter because I'm out of it anyway. Because I offer, you know, free returns, you know, and I offer, you know, full money back guarantee. So I'm out of $33.67 for this particular item. But again, these things happen. Listen, I'm going to close out this video really quick. So bear with me for 1 second here. Okay, well that concludes this video. I hope you found the information helpful. And if you did, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. And if you want to be updated when I post out new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. If this is the first time at my YouTube channel, for all intents and purposes, I like to help, inspire, and share here with information with you guys. I like to do, like I said, this is the Let's Talk eBay. I also do the Reselling News, which deals with e-commerce. And I like to put stuff out there that you guys can get a takeaway from it. Hopefully you will. That's the whole premise behind this YouTube channel. That's why I created it. So I do hope you guys will check it out every now and then. And again, if you want to, if you like the content, you can give it a thumbs up to let me know that you like it. That'd be helpful. That lets me know that, you know, hey, you guys appreciate what I'm putting out there. And at the same time, I hope you can keep coming back from time to time and checking me out, okay, and see what I have to offer. I'm also a vlogger, so there may be times I may be doing other things outside of talking about e-commerce or whatever. I'd like to also, in some cases, talk about photography. Not that I'm a professional photographer, or digital video. I'm not a professional videographer either, but there are things I like to share, or things of that nature. I might talk to you guys about how I create my videos, the software I use to create my website, and so on and so forth. So there's going to be new videos coming. So you want to be in a loop, you're going to have to subscribe. Hit that button. I will talk to you guys the next time. I'm wishing you all the best in sales. Bye-bye for now.